even a caftan. So let's get started without any further delay. I'm probably going to need to put my glasses on and off, so I'll just keep them on so as not to annoy you. All right, so we are going to start it off with item A685062. It is, nope. That is not the right number. Hold on here. My cards are out of order. All right, A681240. It is the stretch cotton poplin shirt with sleeve detail. We're going to talk about this great detail, but let's go through the colors, get you some of the details. Clearance price of $39.99. 3 easy payments of $13.33. Here it is in the gorgeous mint. You can see the gorgeous buttons sort of dyed to match there. Then we have our vibrant blue. This is sort of the most menswear inspired, kind of giving seersucker vibes. And then our final color is that gorgeous red, sort of like a red is the most limited, sort of a nice rosy red. In terms of fabrication, this is 95% cotton, 5% spandex. But really the design of this is what I want to focus on. Typically we'll do menswear inspired shirts where it's all about the fit point at the shoulder. This particular piece has what we call an articulated sleeve. So the shoulder seam actually starts in a little bit further than a typical shirt would. And then we have this like blouson sleeve. Hopefully we do have a model shot so you can actually see what this looks like on a human form as opposed to just a hanger. We have that great poplin or poppable collar with that nice seam on the 2-ply seam. And then on the back, as opposed to doing what we would typically see, a yoke and then a box pleat or inverted pleat, this has just all that gorgeous drape. So this is a unique piece. If you're a big fan of our button-ups and you're just looking for like the newest iteration of that, that's what you're getting here. Here's the model shot so you can see, Brittany, how the sleeves are a little bit voluminous. Sleeve detail is always great, and as we get into the colder months, sleeve details become important if you want to incorporate a vest. Maybe you have a little fur vest or a little denim vest, and sometimes the sleeve, you want that to be the star. That's where this comes in. Extra, extra small through 3X. Again, this is 95% cotton, 5% spandex. Here's Kulani. She's our petite model at QVC, so you can see this isn't overwhelming. I do believe she probably wears this in an extra small. She can tuck it in because the body of it is not voluminous. You're really getting the sort of designer look through that sleeve. You could also wear this unbuttoned as like a little topper jacket, which is something that we always love to do. Now, no pockets on this, so a very clean silhouette. Maybe you even want to do a little front tie over a maxi dress. Again, here is what we're calling the green with these nice sort of chartreuse little electric green little buttons there. And I even love on the sleeve detail where we've done some ruching. So it's a lot more feminine than a typical standard cuff that you might see. And I love that we even did that little extra design detail by turning that pinstripe on the bias. Here it is in that green. Here's that beautiful vibrant blue. In fact, we have a pair of signature twill pants coming up in the show. These are available in regular and petite as well, but that would be a really great matchup. And I must say, if you are in the market for a fabulous white pant, which would look great with each and every one of these colors, you might want to stick around for those pants. They'll be coming up just a little bit later in the show. Now, in terms of care, this is going to be machine wash. You're going to tumble dry. And let's talk about the lengths on this. Missy length, 26.5 to 28 5/8, and then your plus sizes will be 29 to 32.5. So that's the length that you'll get depending on the size that you need. As we saw on Brittany, it does hit right around, below the hip, so it's not a short. Here, we'll see her again, so you can see how it fits beautifully through the body. So if you do carry your weight, we always like to, in the Classics collection, sort of accommodate for that. Now, I often talk about fit points through the shoulder. Again, this has that articulated sleeve. So the sleeve is sort of inset into this. And then you get that really sort of dramatic puff sleeve, which I really, really like. And then, of course, the pinstripes going down in the front, a very flattering silhouette. So pinstripes, very summery. They sort of remind us of seersucker. We, of course, love seersucker in the Classics collection. And then we just have that nice sort of straight hem on the bottom of this. So really a great top to wear. If you're not familiar with your size in the Classics collection, but you're familiar maybe with Denim & Company or Susan Graver, you'd be the same size in the Classics collection. We're actually celebrating our 35th year at QVC. So we've been around for a while. Hopefully you have some pieces in the collection, but we're always trying to develop sort of new ideas. In fact, I'm seeing this articulated sleeve in a fabulous retail store that I love by the name of Free People. All right, I dropped the name. I just did it. Here it is in that vibrant blue. And then here's that red. Again, look at the dyed to match buttons. This is a perfect sort of blank canvas for a great necklace. Maybe you'll wear this with a tank and have it unbuttoned, tuck it in. The sleeves, again, are a little bit more voluminous, so I don't know necessarily that you would wear this under a blazer, unless it was, say, a boyfriend blazer that had a little bit more room through the sleeve. But a beautiful silhouette. Again, if you have those vests for fall, this is certainly that little dramatic sleeve. We're seeing it here on Kulani. She's got it on in the size small. She wears a numeric size 6, and she's 5'2". She's our petite model, so it's always great to have regular and petite in most of our pants, not all of our tops, but as you can see here, she's able to tuck that in. There's not a lot of bulk created by the bottom of that shirt, and then you just have those sort of dramatic sleeves. Again, machine wash, tumble dry low, extra, extra small through 3X, and this is very cotton rich, 95% cotton, 5% spandex, so breathable, great style, and really a lot of longevity with a classic pinstripe, whether you're choosing the mint, the vibrant blue, or the red. All right. We are moving on. Well, I gave you a little preview of those twill pants, and now we're going to do a deep